but anyway. All right, well, welcome to the summer semester. And I want to thank all of you that tolerated and worked hard during Maymester. It was, I think, very productive, and I think it was a very good idea to test like we did, and I think some of you have made some really nice progress. Others of you are just getting stronger. Okay, if nothing else, you're getting stronger in taking those tests, and so we're very proud. We're very proud of everybody in the program. Everybody is doing maybe not as happily as we would like in some cases, but you know, it is what it is. So we kind of, and that's kind of a little cliche that doesn't make you feel any better, but that's kind of like life. We did have a very successful Maymester. Do want to remind you that if you have a card up here on the board in room 303, because you had a pass either in, I guess it's from the spring. If you want your card, you need to come get it, okay? Because Ms. Gunter is going to take it down, and she'll keep them in her office for a little bit, but then we're gonna do away with them if just a minute, if you want yours. Also, don't forget that we do have ribbons that go along. Just a second. We do have ribbons that go along with your speed. So if you have passed, like Evans did, into a really higher speed in Q&A, then you need to get your, and I'm not just pointing him out because he just walked in, okay? I don't want to make him feel special or anything. But anyway, you be sure and get your ribbons. I have lots, we have ribbons, I think, in the back of
315.
Of 315. Here, take just a second. Of 313 and also 315. We have them in both places. So just go in and pick up your ribbon if you want to. We'll be in the rooms and open them up in a little bit so that you can get those. Those are nice little pretty ribbons that you can hang up if you want to. If you don't want them, you don't have to get them, of course. So that's up to you. So to start this summer session, just want to make you aware that this is a full 10-week session, and we go from June today to August, and I have it on the other one, 8th, I think, or 9th or something. Yeah, we'll test probably that, whatever that Wednesday is of that week. That's the last day. We'll test that day, okay? So whatever, August, whatever that is, that first Wednesday will be the end of the semester and the testing time.
August 1st is a Wednesday.
Okay, then it'll be the 8th. Yeah, August 8th will be the last day. Thank you for looking. Okay. And for those of you, let me introduce, for those, a lot of you don't know a lot of our faculty, you don't see them. Of course, everybody knows Judy. She makes always a big entry. No.
I didn't realize I was on camera.
Here, just a second. And then up here we have Barbara Dean again, and she will be teaching your 8100 class, and of course.
It's at 9:30.
It is 9:30. Well, we just got started. I'm a little ahead of the game here. Okay, here's the schedule, hun. Anyway, she'll be teaching your 80 to 100 class.
Wait, you need a schedule. No sneaking in.
Okay, there you go. Welcome. And then Mr. Hopkins is going to be teaching, and you'll notice that this schedule that you have only goes for the first 5 weeks. I'll have to make some adjustments and run things around when Mr. Hopkins leaves after that 5th week on that 6th week. So he will have the 120 to 160 class, and I think we'll decide on rooms probably a little bit later. I think, Barbara, I think you'll be in 301 again. 303 with the 40 to 60, Judy, where do you want to stay in here, or do you want to be in here? Do you care?
It actually, she's machine intensive. It's wherever she needs to be.
So this
you-
room feels very warm, the other room is very cold, so,
So you want this room? I'll love that room.
okay.
Yeah, I love color.
Okay, so 40.
Sorry, students.
Okay, that's all right. So 40 to 60 will be in, I did say 315 on here, but let's just reverse that. Let's you do 303, Judy.
Okay.
Okay, and Rick, you do 315, okay?
Okay.
High speed will again be in 311, and I'll be doing that class. Okay, and then we also are very fortunate to have Mr. Flint. I don't know if any of you have ever listened to him before. His dictation's on the wiki if you've ever listened to before. He's got a great voice and a very, very wonderful dictation rate. He's very steady and very good at what he does, and so we're very fortunate to have him with us this summer. He will work sort of in between this first 5 weeks, but the second 5 weeks he's actually going to be taking Rick's place. Now, we're going to have some exceptions to that because he is also working on a certification to become a high school principal. And
Not me.
No. No. Nathan is. Okay?
Save the children.
Yeah, yay for the children.
Exactly.
Yay for the
Save the
children,
children.
right.
Yeah.
Yay for the children, because they will be blessed by having him, and eventually he will be a doctor. He'll get his doctorate. So we'll have another doctorate on the staff, doctor on the staff, and I think that's just wonderful. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Is there any questions about the schedule? Now, I went through and kind of, I did try to schedule the Q&A so that every class except yours, Judy, will have 3 Q&As a week. So kind of check that over, check my 3 Q&A times a week. So just check it and see. To give you an update on what's going on, we're still waiting to hear about about NCRA. But we have been accepted as a Project Steno school, which simply means that the people who go to Project Steno or go through the A to Z program and through Project Steno is a very good thing for them because they get part of their tuition paid and they also get real-time coach paid. So that's a good win-win for them, and we have already 3 or 4 of those people that have signed up for the theory. Yes, ma'am.
So, do we get real-time coach?
No,
No.
not yet. I put in for it through some federal money. I have to wait for approval. It'll probably be
I guess I just didn't know if where Project Steno, we all get.
no. Project Steno does not really help anybody but new
Okay.
people coming from the A to Z program. I'm sorry. However, I do have some pretty good news. I think it's probably fair to share with you about this. We have been accepted and recognized as a testing site. So what that means is
For TCRA?
through TCRA and through the JCCB, we've gotten their permission, their blessing to become a testing site so that any out-of-state court reporter who comes in and wants to sit for the test, get their SOPs in order to qualify for the state test, they can do that. Then we're going to charge a fee, and that fee is going to go to you guys for scholarships.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's a win-win. And now you may panic about the fact that some out-of-state court reporters may come in, but there's plenty of jobs. I don't think any of us need to worry about that. There are plenty of jobs, and there are going to be plenty of jobs. So I don't think it's going to take anything away from you. I don't know how many are going to do this. I've had 2 inquiries already, one California reporter and another one that I think she's from Iowa. But anyway, I'm going to charge enough that it's going to give us some nice scholarship money. So the college is willing to set up a scholarship for court reporting students. And so that's going to be very, very helpful and very nice, I think, in the long run. We'll have to wait to see how successful that is, But I'm excited that after talking with the JCCB board and also talking with TCRA, they have approved that, and the college has gone along with it and said, yes, I think that would be a great idea to have a scholarship fund. So any of y'all that want to, when you get out and start working, you want to remember your school and the students who are back here struggling and want to donate a buck or two, there's going to be a scholarship fund to do that. So I think it's going to be a win-win in the long run for everybody. So that's kind of catching you up on the news of the day. We should hear from NCRA hopefully in June and July about any kind of tweaks that we need to make to their findings. Haven't heard from them yet about that, but hopefully they meet in July, I think the end of July, to decide whether we become an NCRA approved school. And if we do, then that opens up also another huge field of scholarships. And some of those scholarships are pretty big, $2,500. And so that's an opportunity. We'll have to go with the criteria and all that, but that's an opportunity. Yes, ma'am.
While we're talking about scholarships, I just want to remind everyone about the J. Thompson. It's due July 12th. The J. Thompson for TCRA is a $2,500 scholarship. I don't know the requirements. I think y'all emailed us about it. Maybe not. I don't know. But if you want more information, I can look it up afterward.
Yeah. So that's the state. The TCRA has also the J. Thompson scholarship, and we can get the requirements for that. But that's another $2,500 scholarship. A lot of these scholarships just go unused because students don't take the time to do whatever you have to do to get them. And I think certainly a little bit of effort on your part is worth getting $2,500, don't you? I mean, I think it's a good thing to do. So that's for everybody. Watch for that, and we'll put that probably in Canvas and get that information to you. All right. Now, nothing is going to change dramatically as far as your schedule is concerned, as far as your dictation is concerned. But I am very intent on being as hard on you as we can be this semester, this summer. Okay, we want to give you in the wiki. The SAC Pack. I want to give you some extremely difficult dictations, and the teachers, as they go about past that, will also be choosing some difficult things for you to do. We want to incorporate some other things for you. And each teacher can sort of tell you the outline of how they plan on doing this. And we're going to have a meeting afterwards, so we will discuss this, and everybody will be on the same page for that. Also, starting not this week, but next week in the SAC Pack, I'm going to be putting in there a proofreading exercise. Now, I'm doing that because I'm seeing on your tests, some of you have had the English class, others of you have not, and you've forgotten some of the stuff from that. I don't think it's ever a waste of your time to go back over somebody, and it won't be long. It'll be like a page or so, just a page or two for you to look at and make those corrections. Now, we're not always going to agree on all of the corrections because everybody has a different opinion on some things. Again, remember you're punctuating the spoken word and not the written word, so a lot of those formal grammar topics don't fit for court reporting. So we will have some very good discussions. So the first proofreading exercise you will have will be in your SAC Pack next week. I try to get those to Joy at least by Friday of the week before, and she gets them on on Canvas pretty quickly, so you have access to that. I'm going to ask that they will be due the following Monday. So you'll have one full week to work on it, okay? It's not going to be a huge, yes.
40, 60 do it as well?
I think it wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
I think it wouldn't hurt. Yeah,
Help
I don't
them
think
a
it would
lot.
hurt. I think it'll help them in the long run. So yes, I'm gonna say the
Okay.
40-60 also.
So you want me to add that as the same?
Well, not necessarily, I don't know, I mean, you can, yeah. I guess so.
For the online
Yes,
people?
I guess so, for the online people, so they'll know. But I'm gonna give you 1 week, so you'll have, like just on the testing, you have until Sunday midnight on the proofreading exercise. Every Monday, somewhere during the class on Monday, the faculty will go through that with you, okay? It won't take long. I think it'll be a good thing for you, because I think sometimes, many of us have had this discussion, I cannot proofread from a screen. I cannot. I'm very old school, and I like to have this copy in front of me. I just like to be, yeah, and I like to knock off yours. I like to have it in front of me so that I can see, and then even then, some things don't jump out at you. I do, when Rick and I are dictating, sometimes I write a lot of your tests, and I'll have it instead of if. Well, spell check's not going to catch that, because it's the correct word, but it's not the right word to use in that circumstance. So I have suggested, and I don't know how you feel about it, this is the way I have to do it. I have to take this and I have to read it to myself, line by line. Now maybe you're better than that and you don't have to do that, and I hope so, because that would save you some time. But I have to just go through that, and then I have to hear it in my head to see if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, something's wrong. They're not going to give you anything. We're not, and they're not going to give you anything that doesn't totally make sense. And I'm kind of hoping that's the case. Okay? So just use that proofreading exercise as just a way to sharpen those skills. Is it required? Yes, really it is. Because I think it's for your benefit. I'm not going to require vocabulary. I think you get enough vocabulary work as you go through the things that we give you for dictation. And they're going to be a little bit tougher this summer. Not the tests, but the dictation itself is going to be a little tougher this summer. I'm looking to toughen up on you a bit to get those vocabulary words in there. So when you hear some crazy things that come out at the state test, you're not going to freak out. Okay? I'm not going to tell you that's going to be what's going to happen all the time, but I want to try to prepare you for taking that, okay? So we'll have that, and again, you will have a week to do that, and the Monday following that SAC Pack. So for week number 2, SAC Pack, you will check that proofreading exercise the beginning of week number 3, okay? So everybody understands that? Okay, any questions about that?
Are they submitting that through Canvas?
The
No.
online people will have to.
Yeah, the online
The
people will
face-to-face
have
people
to.
will not. They'll
Yeah,
talk about
no.
it.
Oh, okay.
But here's what I want you to do. I do want you to have a hard copy of it, okay? A corrected hard copy of it. So that when you're in class, you can look at your hard copy and see, compare it with what was written down, okay? So, make sense? Anybody have any questions about that? All right, the testing procedure is going to stay the same except for Judy's students. The 40 to 60, you can decide how you want to handle that. We don't have 40 on the wiki. We
No,
won't
I know,
have
I
40
was
on the
gonna,
wiki.
I was going to
We're not-
dictate it,
Okay.
and then they
We're
can
not
take
gonna
it.
change it, the testing procedure,
What do you mean?
so that they do their notes and all that.
What did we talk about? You'll have to help me.
Let me go ahead and finish. And
Okay,
You'll
okay.
see what I've got in Canvas.
Oh, okay,
You
so
tell
she,
me-
okay, you made
tell
some
me
changes.
if it's
Okay,
wrong.
all right. No, that's okay. All right, so anyway, you'll look on your schedule and you'll notice that the lab is going to open, and the lab's open every day at 8:30. A lot of you like to come up and kind of be by yourself for a little bit to kind of get warmed up and everything, so the labs will open at 8:30. And we will begin class at 9:30, except on Wednesday for the testing, because we don't want to keep you here forever. We will begin the testing at 9 o'clock. So be sure, if you're going to come up here, that you are here and in your place well before 9 o'clock, or at least a little before 9 o'clock, because she's going to start the dictation at 9 o'clock, or you're going to start it yourself from the wiki at 9 o'clock. And then you have from 9:30 to 12:30 to transcribe it. Now, all your tests have to be printed, graded, and submitted during that time period. Those of you that are online, we're going to tell you how we're going to keep a note, keep a record, and Joy will tell you that in just a few minutes, on how we're going to keep a record of your time log when you start and finish a test. NCRA is extremely forceful here about that. They say you have 3 hours and you have 3 hours. And if you get caught in the middle of that, end of that 3 hours, if you get caught printing, the last page that comes out, I mean, they're not going to wait. When they call time, right, girls? Y'all know they call time, and you don't get to say, oh, but mine's in the printer. That's just kind of too bad. And we had a young lady, I think 3 times back, that got caught. She had everything done. She felt good about the test. She was printing, and 4 pages came out of the printer when they called time, and that 4 pages was all they would accept. Yes, ma'am.
Can I voice a concern of mine?
You can.
This is personal opinion.
Absolutely, please. Now, and in case y'all don't know, Diana is a high-speed student and has been to the test sometimes, and so she wants, I guess, to address it.
My concern is having to have it graded within the 3 hours, because if we're trying to mimic the state, they want you to print within the 3 hours, but the grading for us adds an extra 15 minutes of
Yeah. Okay.
proofread.
Okay.
So that was my concern. Like, yeah, we can print within the 3 hours, but you're taking 15 minutes.
Okay, so let's say, okay, good point. Let's say we edit, you take it, you edit it, and you print it within that hour for each one, right? Don't grade it during that hour, okay? Yeah, you can grade afterward. You can grade afterward, after you have all 3 printed. Because you're right. At that level, for the state test, they don't grade them anyway. So that's not part of their time, okay? So let me back that up just a little bit. So you have 3 hours to edit and print 3 tests. All right? At the end of that time, at 12:30, Joy's going to call time. And those of you at home, they're taking it online, we're going to ask you to adhere to that time frame. You have 3 hours, and that's all you have. And you print it out, and then you can grade it and submit it. Okay? How does that work? Yes, ma'am.
And is there a time frame for the grading, so that, the teacher who might be in here will leave at 1 o'clock?
No.
Or what kind of
That's
time
not
frame are you
necessary.
putting on for the grading?
Well, it only takes, what, 15?
That's
It
not-
only takes 5 or 6.
That's
10.
not an issue.
With Joy, it's not an issue, so we're not gonna make that an issue if you're here on campus. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
And that 3 hours also includes the taking of the test.
Correct.
No, ma'am.
Strictly
3
transcription.
hours to
No, ma'am.
Gosh.
You take the test at 9 o'clock.
Well, the test
No.
only takes 5 minutes.
But I'm talking about
Well,
the
it's 15.
CSR, the
It's 15
CSR though,
plus
isn't
the-
it? It
Well, 5
doesn't?
minutes.
You have
No, no,
1
no.
hour to transcribe.
Never mind.
No.
So you
Okay.
take all 3 of them and then you go back.
And then you go back. And
So
so
you
when
take
you
them all in one
start,
sitting.
yeah, you take all 3 of them
Okay,
at one
yeah,
sitting,
that's right.
okay?
Sorry.
Between that 9 to 9:30 or online, whenever you decide to take it. Okay, you take them together. You take all 3 at one time. That's the reason for doing this. It's not that you take one on one day and one on another day and one on another day. You take them all at one time. So if you're here on campus, you take it from 9 to 9:30. You'll be finished before the 9:30. That gives you a little bit of time to go potty or get some food or do whatever you need to do. Come back in at 9:30, and you have from 9:30 to 12:30 to get those edited and printed. Now, it's possible that it was a really, really good test for you and you're at a lower speed. It's not going to take you that whole hour probably to do that. So, and that's okay too. You can get up and move and turn it in and grade it when you're finished. But the point is, for those, and particularly those of us at the high speeds, you've got to have that time. You've got to have that time. And that's mainly the reason I pull the high speed out and put them in another room to test. Mainly because they have warm-ups for each one. And so that's another additional minute, minute and a half that you would just have to be sitting there listening. So if you're wondering why they're special, it's because they are special. They need more time. Okay? So are we clear on what we're supposed to do? Those of you at online, again, Ms. Gunter will explain to you in just a minute how we're going to record your time so that nobody, just don't cheat, okay? Can I just be blunt and say just don't cheat on it? Because you're only hurting yourself. You will get up there at the state test and you'll think you have all the time in the world, and all of a sudden, don't they tell you 10 minutes until, when do they start telling you time? 30 minutes before? They'll start yelling out time for you 30 minutes before, and you think, oh, I still have bunch of time. But you don't understand, some printers are slow, and you know, some of us are even slower. So you could easily get caught. Did you have a question?
I've asked this before to different people, but I just want to clarify. When you take the test, you're allowed to use your English book and your Eclipse notes while you're editing your test?
You cannot use your English book, I don't believe.
You can
That's
use
no
dictionaries.
problem.
You can use the
dictionaries.
dictionary,
That's it.
right? Is that,
Yes,
Yeah.
so I still need to talk to you about this, because it's kind of a surprise. I took the RPR jury charge this last week, surprise.
the what?
The RPR jury charge.
Oh, okay.
I kind of kept it hush-hush, and I was really sick this last week, so I had a sneezing attack in the middle of it, so I bombed it. But part of that is you take it at home and you have your camera, and they make you look all over the room. And I have notes, because I proofread for a reporter, and I have notes on my wall, and they make me cover them. If you want to use, and it's different for the CSR, of course. If you want to use the dictionary, you have to have the actual printed dictionary. And I had some other stuff on my desk.
I provide a dictionary when we take the test.
Yeah.
You can't use your
Stephanie
phone.
and Diana,
You have a
what
dictionary.
were you
Okay.
allowed? What were you allowed in the CSR room? Dictionary?
The thing,
All of your
Do what?
equipment, your equipment is a dictionary. Everything else, your phone, your bags, you make you put it all at the front of it.
Yeah, I provide them with a paper.
Diana.
For
Okay.
the CSR, the notes, once you print, they make you delete everything, so you are not allowed to go back and look at your notes. You only have your notes from your screen, and that's it.
Yeah.
You can't proofread from your paper.
I don't know.
So can you like Google?
No, and they have a dictionary that you have to walk up to the front and use it.
Or you can have your own.
You can't proofread against
Now, that's
your
a little bit,
notes?
huh?
You can't proofread
No,
against your notes?
Well, that's part of your editing.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
You get a chance to proof.
That's the reason I'm saying we're gonna do a little bit, and I think we need to do a little bit more, and we'll talk about this as a faculty, a little more read back from the screen, because yeah, you can't, at the CSR, you cannot print out your notes.
Once you print, they make you.
Once you print, you have to
everything,
delete.
So you're only having to proofread from
Right.
this paper, and that's it. It's
Uh-huh.
every time it's called. But you want to print your stuff before the 3 hours, because you have 20 other people in there who are raising their hands, and there's only like 4 proctors. So they're going from one person to another, and before you know it, your time is running down, waiting for those people to print.
And we will give you more instruction on
You don't
that
take
from
your own
these
notes?
people that,
You do, but you can't print until the proctor's right there watching you.
yeah, the proctor has to watch. And so, yeah, the proctors have to watch everything. We don't stand over you here because we trust you and we ask you to sign that code of honor, and we believe that you're honorable people. At the state test, it's a little bit scarier.
Which dictionary can we use?
The latest Webster's. The latest
Merriam-Webster?
Merriam, the latest.
Collegiate dictionary.
Is that what we have here? Or
We
don't
probably
have-
don't have the most.
We don't have the
Trash
latest, but,
Yeah, dictionary. It doesn't matter,
yeah.
as long as it's a dictionary.
But I'm saying you can carry in the latest Webster's. So now the RPR, understand that she's saying that she took is the national test, and that's administered totally different. It is administered through the National Association. They do have you have a camera pan the room, because it's proctored by a university called Proctor U, and they're watching you the whole time.
And the reason I mentioned that is because you asked if you can use your notes. You can't use anything. I mean, if you had the dictionary, you can use that.
Yeah.
But you can't use your Morrisons, you can't use any paper,
No.
your SOL. You
No.
know, or you know. And
Nothing.
So it's a good practice for when you do take the CSR or the RPR or both, hopefully you do both, that you know it all.
Yeah, and so that's why we're going to incorporate some practices like this so that you'll get kind of used to doing things like that for getting ready for that test. So no, you may not look up any English thing, you may not, you can't go back to Morrison's or Wakeman Wells or anything like that. The dictionary is your friend, that's it. Okay. Any other questions about the testing now?
If you're new to the 60 class, you may not know you need to have headphones because everything is done. You're in one room.
40,
Full-
60.
40 also? Oh, I thought
She's
you
got
lightly.
the 40, 60. But the 60s can come into the testing room if they want to. So you can, because there will be 60 tests on there.
Right.
And you can make that decision you talk about.
Well, nobody's at 60 yet.
Okay.
Well, maybe, I don't know, it's been 3 weeks.
But they could be after 1 week.
They will
right.
be, they will be.
Yeah, they will
They
be.
will be.
Okay.
And they can move when.
All right, and so one last little thing, and then I'm going to turn it over to Joy for Canvas and any kind of new things there. You saw the stack pack. If you didn't see the stack pack, this is it. This is the year of the tiger, or the summer of the tiger. Okay, and you see a little kitten that's looking at its reflection, and it sees a big tiger back, and it says, "Believe in yourself." Okay, so that is our mantra this summer session. The year of the tiger, believe in yourself. So I looked up, of course, you know I did. I looked up the Chinese zodiac about the tiger. Of course, this is more talking about people that are born under the year of the tiger. But I think it still symbolizes what we're trying to get done here. The Chinese zodiac, the tiger occupies the 3rd position in the Chinese zodiac, and it symbolizes things like bravery, and I don't know of any braver bunch than those of you in court reporting school. It symbolizes competitiveness, and we are competitive, not necessarily with each other, but more with ourselves in trying to get the speeds up where we need to be. And it also, one of its character traits is unpredictability. Oh boy, how does that fit us? Because every new test you get, it's unpredictable when you first get in it, especially those lits, because they can be about anything under the sun. But the nice thing about tigers is they love to be challenged. So I'm hoping that you have that same character trait, and if they're particularly territorial, if you're talking about protecting your loved ones, or if you're protecting your honor. And so everybody's honor is at stake here. They don't worry, tigers don't worry about the outcome. Now I know you guys do a little bit because you want to succeed and you want to get out of here. But tigers always will, like a cat, they'll always land on their feet. But don't let their calm appearance fool you, because they will pounce. And so I'm going to leave you with that, and I'm
Put
going
a
to
tiger in your tank.
put a tiger in your tank and pounce. We can always count on you. And pounce on those tests this semester. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Give me 10 weeks, please, of your undivided attention. Treat this like a job. Don't take any shortcuts. Yeah, come at each other with a tiger paws and pounce and get those tests, okay?
And be punctual.
Yes, be here on time.
Yep.
Be in your place. Have a smile on your face and be ready to go. All right?
Do we have 300 for testing? Room 300 for testing?
I haven't asked, but I suppose we do. I will find out.
Can't you have a question back?
Oh, yes, okay.
What room is the lab room going to be?
The room that you're assigned to, whatever room you're in, will be your lab room. They will all be open.
Okay.
Okay. So I would really suggest that you come early. and get set up and start getting some practice done and get warmed up. Because like I said, the dictation is not going to be super easy. It's just not going to be. I don't want you to get bummed out about that. I want you to look at that as a challenge. And if we can give you really hard stuff, the tests are going to be nicer because I would never do that to you on a test. And I've written a lot of tests this summer for you, so you're going to get new tests. That's what I did during Maymester, was write a lot of tests. So you've got some new subjects, some new things, some new Q&As, some new everything.
If they take
okay?
them, if they take
So
them on
any other
campus,
questions about testing and
just have them turn
whatever,
them in and
whatever?
bring them to me.
Okay.
If they're
Joy?
doing them online, they'll have a place to put them.
Okay.
All right, we're going to look first of all at the wiki. Hopefully everybody is familiar with it. I didn't request access quickly enough, so I cannot open the summer page, but there's the summer page right there in a beautiful burnt orange.
Yeah, these Texas fans.
This is where
Okay,
all
let
of
me
your
ask, is anybody not familiar with the wiki?
this is where all of your dictation will be, including your test. My primary goal or function is managing your test. If you have an issue with the test, except for the super high speeders, you come to me. The high speed go to Ms. Woodard. High speed meaning 180 and above. Okay? Even some of those I can take care of. I can usually answer those questions too. But just know that this is where everything's going to be. The most important thing you need to learn from me is Canvas. And if you are not familiar with Canvas, and some of you probably have not used it yet, especially the 40-60 group, this is where you will go for pretty much all of your assignments as far as submission is concerned. And this is where everybody online submits everything. This is the front page. It's got a lot of information right here. Be sure you read it because it's valuable. It tells you the first thing to do is go to the Student Quick Guide if you've never used Canvas before. It tells you to be aware of the fact that this is how we communicate. This inbox right here is your email for this class. I communicate with you there. I return your test there. You contact me there, and if you contact me through there, I will see it very quickly and respond very quickly. You can contact me through the Alamo EDU email, and I'll eventually see it, but I'm going to see it much faster here.
And actually, they can communicate with all of us through Canvas.
This is true. All of us have access to Canvas, all teachers. So you can use that for any instructor. I put an announcement on here today. We don't do announcements very often like this, but I put one today saying Happy Monday, blah, blah, blah. Come to orientation if you can. The assignments tab is the most important tab. And hopefully it's gonna, there it is. The first thing you're gonna see is always assort assignments in the upper right by, okay, let me back up. Let me back up. I'm looking at my view. I need to look at your view. This is your view. This is what you will see. Front page looks the same. Assignment page will look a little differently. This is why you have to sort by assignments. Up here it says show by date, show by type. We don't date them, so we sort by type. The first set is a bunch of documents, and I'll close those, I'll move those eventually. But for now, they're there if you need them. There's some information about the degree plan. This is just telling you, if you don't already have it, there is an app you can put on your phone or your iPad and access it through there. That's how I get the messages so quickly, is because they show up on my phone and my iPad. This is a list of the faculty for this department, and I believe everybody's on there. I'll double check it in a little while to make sure. If you have not done an Eclipse contract, you need to do that. Most of you probably have already done that and won't need to do it again until fall. This tells you how we grade. This is a really good video, just kind of a motivational video. How to save an Eclipse file as a PDF is critical because you have to submit things to me as a PDF. Learn how to do that. It's very simple. This is an information sheet that's got personal information about you that is helpful to us as a faculty. We don't do anything with it except use it as a faculty, know that we have it. More information about NCRA, code of ethics, that sort of thing. If you are new to speed building, read this one. This is the 40-60 people that haven't done speed building before. If you've forgotten and you're at 80 or 100 and want to read it again, that's okay. How to do a PC mock. A PC mock is what we call the test. Okay? Learn how to do it right there. This is a copy of the practice sheet that we ask you to submit each week, but I also give it to you each week on the assignment page, and I'll show you that in just a minute.
And yes, it is essential that you keep a practice sheet.
Think of that practice sheet as your time card.
Yeah,
you're going to get paid at the end of the week for how many hours you work.
Yeah. And don't just make it up, okay?
Don't do it at the end of the semester. No. That doesn't do anybody any good.
No. Work it as you would a job every day, okay? And keep up with your hours that way. This is an NCRA requirement.
Yes,
okay,
it is.
So.
This is a little bit of a dictionary that Ms. Mallon put on there a couple of semesters ago. It may or may not be valuable to you. The testing forms are the forms that you need to submit your test, but they are also put in there every week on the assignment. This is telling you how to get wiki access. Okay, that brings us to week 1. Why do we only have a SAC pack in week 1?
Well, because we haven't done anything else yet.
Well, yeah, we've got some other stuff in there. We've got everything in there.
I don't know.
Maybe I didn't publish it. Okay, let me go back to... because it's going to look the same here. Okay, I'm not in student view now, but yours should look exactly the same when it gets ready to be
Are we using the same one that we the CRTR 1291? Is that are all our assignments?
That's
gonna be
always
that
the
one?
Canvas class.
Well, it sometimes changes its number.
Because I have like 5 of them from
1259-001 is the summer.
Is the summer.
And you should see the picture of the tiger.
2018.
You should see the picture of the tiger.
That's an old sign.
Huh? What'd you say?
Not on the dashboard on there.
What's happening here?
Okay.
I published the class, but I don't think I published the individual
Okay.
assignments.
Okay.
Except for the second.
All right, she'll get that fixed, and you'll see them on there for the week.
I wanted to show you what I've changed in the okay. You will notice, this is week 1. There's your SAC pack.
And the students print the SAC pack at home, right?
Yes,
correct.
if you're online and you choose to do so, you should print your own SAC pack, okay? I
And
only
that's
print
where-
a limited number up here.
Okay.
You will need to
40,
print,
60.
especially the proofreading document that she's telling you about.
Right.
The SAC pack includes dictation that you can use to get ready for the class dictation. And then it includes some other really good stuff that Ms. Woodard puts together for you. It's a valuable tool. It's your textbook, technically. Okay, this is your practice log. When you click on this assignment, hopefully it'll open. I've got it. Okay, there's a copy of it as a document. There's a copy of it as a PDF. You can download it. You can save it to your computer. You can work with it on the computer, or you can write it out, whichever is better for you. But save it as a PDF, because at the end of the week, you're going to upload it back to me. You're going to upload it ideally, you will upload it at the same time you upload your test if you're taking your test online. I would like to see it before Monday morning. Sunday night at midnight would be the deadline. Is when I would like to see it. And I do check it or exit whether you've sent it or not. It does count. Okay.
And what is the required
17 hours
17
is
hours
what NCRA requires.
outside of class?
Is it 14 or 17? It's either 14 or 17.
17 hours outside of class.
And that does not mean your dictation time in the classroom. That means outside of class.
Now, is that that 17 hours only for summer, or is that 17
That's all year
hours
round.
It's
every
year round.
Year round?
Okay, now, here's what's changed in the testing. Previously, we had one assignment that was PC mock. Notice that there are 4. PC mock lit, PC mock jury charge, PC mock testimony. This is for the online people. If you are taking the test face-to-face with me in the room, you won't change. You'll do it the same way you used to do. Do they need to turn in their notes in the classroom?
Why?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's just extra.
If
No.
you are online,
They do
Question?
online though.
What about for the state test? You're supposed to do it all in one file.
We
So
do it
how
all
are we
in
supposed to
one
do that?
can I finish?
She's not through yet. She's talking about.
I'm not talking about taking it, I'm talking about submitting it. This is the way you're gonna submit it. You're gonna have 2 uploads for lit only in this assignment. You're gonna send me your Eclipse notes, which are time-stamped. You don't have to print them out, you can submit them directly from your computer.
Okay, the reason for that is that this is our way to tell, because it's
Yes.
time-stamped. So
But I guess-
it's not for y'all.
Yes, I know, but I guess. my
This
concern-
doesn't change how they take the test, this just changes how they submit the test. Okay?
How do you time?
Your
It
unedited,
already-
timestamps for you, it's automatic.
Yeah.
your unedited transcript.
Okay,
I will
so,
see the timestamp on Canvas when you submit that. And that tells me how much time you've got before you should be submitting your final. When you submit your final, I can look at the time you submitted it and the time you finished it, okay?
because it will stamp when you start it, and it'll stamp when you
Canvas
end.
does that.
Canvas, yeah.
Canvas
Well,
does
Eclipse
that.
does that. Diana? Y'all don't have to worry about it.
This is not for,
That's
this
not
is
for
not
you.
for you. This is for the online people only.
But you do it online.
If you are taking your test online, this is the way you do it. If you are coming to campus and taking it, you don't do this. You
And
don't
the
have to
reason
do all
is
this
the
submission.
timestamp. That's the reason.
They required us to come up with a way to time the online classes, the online testing.
The online testing.
And this is what they agreed to, so this is what we're going to do. If you come to campus to take the test, it will be exactly the way you did it before.
I just asking because I was online, I'm an online.
You can do it if
I
you,
was gonna ask him, so if I can't leave my timestamps on my transcript itself, it has to be on our notes, right?
you don't have to change anything. Canvas timestamps it when you upload
Yeah,
it.
it's timestamped anyway.
Canvas gives me a time. Every upload has a time on it.
So you're not talking about the timestamp and Eclipse, you're talking
I'm
about.
I'm talking about
Okay,
the
that's what we're
timestamp.
confused.
Oh, okay.
I'm
That's what
talking
we're
about the
confused.
timestamp. Canvas is going to give me a time with each upload. You're going to do 2 uploads for each part of the test if you're doing it online. You're going to do your lit, notes, and then your unedited transcript before you start your edit. And then you're going to do your jury charge notes and your unedited transcript. You're going to do that for each part. Then when you're done with all of your editing, you're going to upload your edited, all 3 together like you always do.
So the unedited is strictly for the.
Just so we can see what time you started.
We have to do that. That's
Just
all
so
it's
we
for.
can see what time you started.
So is
I don't anticipate there being any issues. Just follow these guidelines, do it this way, and that will satisfy NCRA as far as us monitoring that you are only using 3 hours to do your edits.
You have a question?
Well, I guess there's someone, and I don't want to put them out, but I know there's someone who has to go somewhere else to scan their test. And
Well,
so,
then they're going to have to figure that out.
yes, but there's, I know someone has to go to like the UPS store to scan their test. So how are they going to scan their test and then go home and edit? and
You
then-
get one
They
of these-
can't. They're
you
going to
get a
have
scanner
to.
app and take a picture of it. That's what I do on your phone.
They're going to have to figure out
We're
something.
gonna have to figure
else.
out something. Let us know.
They'll have to.
If they're online,
figure-
there's
We
it says
tell
on
you that you need a scanner to be able to
Yeah.
do this class.
Yeah, and they go elsewhere to scan. I guess it's fine. Well,
Yeah. We'll deal
There's
with
some
that.
really cheap printers at Walmart that cost like $39 that have scanners on them.
Yeah, that's okay.
That would be a good investment.
We have a question back there.
Yes, sir.
So I know like Eclipse tells you when, Eclipse also tracks the time.
Yes.
So do we have to do, as soon as we have the unedited version, we upload it right away, or can we upload it later with our final copy?
No, I want you to upload as soon as you print it out, I want you to upload the unedited before you do your final edit. Okay, they're going to be uploaded at different times. You're going to have, and this is going to be a little bit cumbersome to start with, and I understand that, but it wasn't my decision. We're doing what we've been asked to do. You're going to have 2 uploads before you start editing. Your notes and your transcript for each part of the test. Then when you go back and do your editing, after you've done that third upload, then your time starts for editing. Then when you upload your edited copy, I'm going to see that it's not been more than 3 hours and you're good to go.
So the time starts for editing as soon as you submit.
When you submit the
When you
third
submit, that's right.
part.
The third part or the first part for editing. Once you submit the unedited, that's when your hour begins.
The last unedited. This your hour, okay, your hour here, but
Yeah.
you can, if you do all 3 of them consecutively, like you do lit, jury charge, and testimony, I'll look at the last one you submitted, and that's when your 3 hours will start for editing.
I just want to clear, because I'm going to be doing part-time online
Sure.
this summer. So basically, you're just, for example, you do your jury charge, and then you print it, you send it, the notes and the written Eclipse.
In 2 separate files.
And then you, after you've done that, then you open up a whole new file and do it? Is it like you
Okay,
clear it
look.
out and do another one? So you're going to do like separate ones for
Yes,
each one? Instead of,
yes.
because when I've been doing it, I'm just doing all 3
Right,
on one.
yes, and you're going
now
to do
we're
all 3 at the
separating.
end. You're going to do all 3
You
at
will
the
at
end.
the end, but not.
Okay,
not
look at it
individually.
again. Let me get it back up
Okay.
here.
I know this sounds really complicated.
I don't
but-
think it's going to be as complicated as it sounds once
Yeah.
we get into doing it.
It's just gonna have to work with it a little bit, and we'll
And
we'll
figure out-
tweak it with you.
Well,
okay?
we're not gonna kick anybody out of the program because they didn't figure it out next week or Wednesday. We're gonna test Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Week 1 is gonna have a test. We won't have to be confused on what week it is. And we're gonna be working with it too. See, you've got a place for lit, a place for jury charge, and a place for testimony. That is your unedited transcript, and your notes go there in 2 separate uploads. You upload your notes, then you upload your transcript. Then, when the third one is uploaded, and you can do it in whichever order works best for you, I don't care which order you do it in, but when your third one is uploaded, your third unedited transcript is uploaded, that's when your 3-hour time starts. At the end of that time is when you will upload, just like you've done in the past, all 3 with your cover sheet. You don't even have to do a cover sheet with those first 3. I don't know if I put that on there or not. I may have said, I don't remember, but I'll make sure I say no cover sheets needed for these first 3 uploads, or first 6 uploads.
Okay, y'all understand?
Only put
It's getting there.
right
Getting
here, edited. This is where I want your cover sheet.
The edited one is the one that is the graded.
That looks exactly like it's always looked. That upload will be one upload, all 3 parts edited, with your time sheet, with your cover sheet filled out. Yes, ma'am?
Just one more question. Okay, so, for example, for week 1, I have just the jury charge, I just finished it, and I upload. Can I upload 2 different separate files, or am I gonna have to
You
figure out?
can't
how to do
upload 2 different separate
Okay.
files. You can,
So-
Canvas will take 20 files in one assignment. You can upload 2
Okay.
files in each assignment.
And you'll see
And
both.
should, and I'll see them both.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll see them
'Cause
both.
that's gonna take me forever to figure out how to put.
You just do them, you do one, and then you do another one, and then it automatically tells me
I think
this.
once you get it figured out.
This one went in at 10:22, this one went in at 10:24. It does that automatically. It will take more than one. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to figure anything out, it will just do
So
it.
the only glitch is if you don't have ink in your printer, that would be.
Well, yeah, that would be a problem.
That actually happened to me once
It has happened,
But that
and if
could be
it
a
does
problem.
happen,
Just
if you
consider-
have a glitch like that, just upload from your machine and I'll check it, I'll
Okay.
edit it. I mean, there are times when I've edited for people.
But that's
That's not to
also-
your advantage, but I will do it.
Yeah, it's also,
It's not to yours either.
it's also another lesson in how to be prepared to do all this.
Yeah.
Because
Good
you don't
point.
want to
Good
get up to
point.
the state test and have your ink cartridge go nuts.
We'll iron out all the glitches.
Yeah.
and-
We will do
Yeah,
it
we'll iron
together,
the
trust
glitches
me.
out.
We will do it together. I'm not any more excited about this than y'all are, but I think it's gonna be okay. Because I'm gonna have to look at all the time, yes ma'am.
I run my test as one file, so for when you upload the unedited, can I just do a duplicate of each one instead of having to take time to try and break my
No,
file
well,
up?
we really need to, can't you just do it from the printer without printing, I mean, from the machine without printing it? As you
I
finish?
take it all in one file, I
Yeah,
take the
that's how
test
the
in
state
one
does it.
file.
You don't separate it at all?
I start it and then I just do like tab,
Yeah, the-
make a note, and then I
They
take
do
the
it by
next
single
one.
Okay, then
tab.
do that, then do
So I
that.
guess I have a question. For those, especially in the high school class, I know there are a lot of people in the high school class who are going to be very confused by this. I guess I just want
Most
to
of
clear
the-
that. Yes, and because it's different from what we're used to, that's fine, I'm not complaining about it. I just want to clear it up. We take the test all in one file, all 3 tests in one file with the warm up and everything. Can we, and I'm not including this because I don't do it online, but can we just submit that one file into
That's the question she just
Well,
asked.
yes.
With your
Into
notes
one
and
thing.
unedited, all in
No-
one file?
Yes, all in one file, the notes and
And
whatever
the
you need
unedited.
in one thing, so we don't have to do 3, and then you can just use that timestamp.
At the last test you take,
Yeah.
couldn't that,
We can try that and see. This is,
that would
I'm
be easier.
game. I mean, if that works, we'll
I
see,
think
we'll
it'll
have
be
to see.
one scan.
And Ms. Woodard and I'll get together and decide what
It's just-
works after we see it, do that, and we'll see how
Yeah,
it
try
looks.
Let's try it and see.
Can
And
we
if
try
it
that too,
works,
to slower speed?
if that's sufficient to satisfy the needs of NCRA, then that'd be great.
And please understand, this is not, don't throw us out,
Just,
because of it.
Joy,
This is NCRA's
Which one?
request because that was
I
one
would
of
do it
the,
as
that was one of the findings that they had
left,
against
just have-
us,
yeah.
is how do you guarantee that your online students are just taking, well,
Within the
if you don't
time.
have any kind of thing in place, I can't guarantee it. And so this is just part of what they require
they wanted a
to
way,
become an accredited school. Now, if we don't want to be an accredited school, we don't do it.
if you are going to submit everything all at once in one file, like you're talking about, there's no need, as far as I'm concerned, to do it 3 times.
No.
Just put it in the lit
Just make a
assignment.
note in the bottom
Yeah.
of the notes.
Don't even make a note, just, I'll
She'll
see
see
it.
it.
I'll
She'll see
see it. Just put it in the lit, and I'll take that, and then I'll look at that time, and then I'll look at your edited time,
That'd
and
be so
that'll,
much
that'll be
easier.
sufficient. And that might work for everybody.
Yeah, it might be better for
That
everybody.
might work for everybody without it. I don't know that we have to have individual times. We need to talk about that, and I need to verify that
Yeah,
before we finally
we will.
decide.
Well,
But I'm okay with that, yes, sir.
some of us actually do, like we were just talking about, we actually separate it anyway, so it's,
Yeah, if you separate it, then that'll be fine.
If you have 3 separate files, then upload 3 separate files. If you, like they're talking about, they do one big
Yeah, they just do
file.
one file. so-
And that's just upload it, put it in the lit folder, and don't even, pretend those other 2 don't even exist.
Stephanie?
Give me an unedited one here
Just a
and an
Stephanie.
edited one here.
Stephanie.
Just a fair warning for you guys, I was doing it that way, like, since the time I started theory, I was doing 3 separate files. I'd finish one test, I'd close it, I'd start another one. I didn't know they put it all in one file to save tests. They want everything in one file, all the tests and all the warm-ups. So I had to figure
Relearn.
it out really quick. I had to do a quick eclipse, refresher on how to delete large sections because I had to go in and delete my warm-ups. And yeah, so just prepare yourselves. You might want to start practicing for that, putting everything in one file, including warm-ups.
That's a good comment.
Well, you can't do it in separate files. You cannot do it in separate files.
At the state test, you can.
Yeah.
So what she's saying is don't wait till you get to that first state test and realize that you got to do that.
They monitor everything you do. They want to watch you delete everything.
They're
They
gonna
don't
watch
want separate
everything.
files.
They're
They
gonna
don't want you
stand over
walking
you
out
and
with any
watch.
of their test material. So yeah.
So if you're gonna do just one file, put it in the lit.
Try it both
assignment.
ways. Try it both ways and see
And
what
then,
works best for
but
you.
you're still gonna have 2 uploads. You're still gonna
Yeah.
upload to here and upload to here, to here.
That would eliminate a lot.
Yeah.
Just to do that.
Okay, everybody got that? Any questions? Any more questions? Questions are fine. Yes, ma'am.
I'm a type A person and I like to see the check at the end of the week. If we submit one file, do we still get the 2 checks saved
Yeah,
for
yeah.
all of them?
If it works out that it's okay with NCRA, I'll take those other 2 out. I'll take those other 2 assignments out and I'll just change this one
You
to.
know, I'm gonna say,
I'll just change this one to unedited and notes and unedited and this, I'll take these 2 out.
I'm gonna make an executive decision right now and say it will be okay because I think RPR is the same way.
Okay.
Do what?
Well,
Then,
no, they pass in legs, so that's not
You pass
true.
some legs, but
Yeah,
it's,
but you still, yeah. But the
It's a
state
little
test
more
is,
lenient, but
is
the
one
state test is
file.
much more strict. RPR, when I took it, it was pretty lenient compared to the
Yeah.
test.
I know, it is.
so,
Okay,
We're
so,
gonna
we're
focus
gonna-
on the state test.
yeah, we
Yeah,
wanna
of
focus
course,
on,
yeah.
do it on the state test. I think we'll just do it in one file and
Okay.
just change it.
okay.
Yeah.
And then I think for the students that are still split the sections, you're allowed multiple submissions.
Yeah, they can do it all
Just
in
do
there.
multiple
Okay,
submissions
look
and
at
then
this.
she
Watch
can figure
this.
out what was the
Yeah,
latest
yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah, she'll figure it out.
He's gonna
And,
fix it.
You know, I just thought about this. Instead of having to print it out every single time, if you have the cute PDF,
You don't have to print it
you
out.
should have cute PDF on your computer as it is because it's very handy as a reporter. You can just save it as a cute PDF and
You do it
then
through Eclipse.
without having to print it,
That's how we do it in
without having to waste all that ink.
Oh.
And just submit it as a PDF instead of having
This
to
is so
save
way
it.
over my head.
Your first one, then you can just
Yeah,
print.
well,
Mhm.
yes, I bet.
Right.
That's what, well, that, in Eclipse, that's how we did it. We-
Okay, some of you are not asking any questions. I'm not sure whether you're with us or not. Do you understand? Is this going to be a new learning curve? We're going to be very lenient for the first couple, 3 weeks with it, okay? So don't,
It's gonna be fun.
if you make a mistake, it's not going to be, we don't cut off a finger, okay? You'll be all right.
Maybe a toe.
Yeah, we need the fingers.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If you're having trouble for whatever reason, or a situation has come up for whatever reason, that's why we have the communication thing there.
That's what
And
this little thing right here.
please communicate. If we don't know what's going on, I mean, it's not that we want to know everything that's going on in your life, and it's not that we're nosy about it, but if we don't know what's going on,
We assume the worst.
and we're assuming you're sitting back on your butt doing nothing. And we don't have, I mean, we can't look at you and know what you're doing, and we can't understand if you're not telling us that there is a situation. I don't care what the situation is. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter to me. My cat got run over, and I sat there and bawled like a baby. And so, do you think I could have taken a test then? No. You know, it's just what happens. Life happens, things happen. But if you don't take it upon yourself to communicate, we are not your judges. We are your faculty members, your helpers, your supporters, your mentors, people that will come alongside you, hold your hand if necessary, wipe your tears if necessary. Whatever we need to do, we're going to be here for you. But if you do not talk to us, we do not know. None of us are mind readers. Okay? So, and our phone numbers are available. Each teacher will give you what he or she wants you to know about how to get a hold of them. But Canvas, again, has that communications thing there that you can talk to us, or you have our private emails, you can talk to us through that.
How's that?
Okay?
Sounds good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay, good.
All 3 parts go here. All 3 parts go here.
There we go. See?
As soon as you finish, you
Oh,
don't have
that's
to
great.
print this for this upload. You can upload this directly from your computer, from Eclipse, as a PDF file. This one, you'll print and do your editing, or you'll edit and then you'll print and make your corrections and then you'll upload it again.
Okay, so now do not send us,
I'm not gonna read this one for accuracy.
no.
I'm just gonna look at time on this one. This
And
one's not
I'm-
gonna make sense to anybody.
no.
Don't worry about that.
No, nobody's judging you. I'm gonna ask you, if you make corrections on your printed, which you may do, make sure you do it in ink, and a different color ink than what you grade with. All right? So buy a couple of pens.
Now, what was
Wait a
that?
minute, wait,
Wait.
you can actually make, before you actually correct it, you can make like
You can make
corrections?
corrections.
Not at the,
Yes, at the same time.
Yes, you
After
can.
they print?
Yes, you can.
After they print?
Yes. No, well,
Yes. at the
yes,
same
yes.
Like if you add an extra that or
Yes,
whatever in there.
and you're reading it over and you see that you've added another the or a that the or.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Me either.
no, I mean, you
I
can.
can't.
You can, but
believe
you've
it.
got to make sure that that's in an ink pen and very, very definitely your editing, okay? And then don't turn around and grade that with the same color pen, because then we're thinking, oh, okay, you graded it, you heard it, so I'll just mark out that little that, okay? Take off an arrow. You grade it with a different color pen. I would like to say that your edits, if you, black, your edits, let's make black ink. And your grading.
Can we make it blue?
We can. Is blue better?
Well, blue,
That's what they require at the.
blue shows up
That's right.
differently.
That's right. I forgot about that. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, they do require blue pens. I mean, we have to sign your SOPs, your statement of qualifications, in a blue pen. So they do require
Because you
blue
can't
pen.
photocopy.
Yeah. So let's edit in blue. If you're going to change it after you're looking at it, edit in blue, grade in some other color. I like to grade in green.
I
grade in
graded
green.
whatever color you don't.
Yeah.
Some of you like a lot of different colors.
And that's okay too.
Hey,
Me too.
we know she's talking about me.
I like purple and pink too. I bought some colored pens this weekend just for that reason.
I got fussed at last week at Walmart because I said we need to go to the school supply department. He said, why?
Okay, so are we pretty
I get to
clear?
start grading again next
Are we
week.
pretty clear on what you can do? Okay?
Wow.
You can edit by hand, you can. Because you know what? When you get that printed out and you're quickly looking over it, you might catch one of
And
those
that's part of
things.
the 1 hour.
And that's still part of the 1 hour, okay? That's still part of your 1 hour. But you could possibly catch a fact that maybe typographically, you put a T when you meant to put an I.
And those are the kinds of
Even the
mistakes you always see in the
RPR,
copy
you can do
machine.
that?
No. So
No.
you can print on the RPR, but you have to shred. So I guess technically you can, but you still submit it.
Yeah, you still have to submit it, yes. But we're not talking
We're not
RPR, we're
talking
training for
RPR.
CSR right now. That's what we're doing, okay? Everything we're doing is, we are trying to honor NCRA's time thing as far as how we manage the time that you have to edit. That's all we're doing on this, okay? But the actual editing and what we're telling you right now is CSR rules, not RPR rules. You're not going to need to take the RPR until you do it later unless you don't want to come to school anymore. Then you have to pass the RPR so you can sit for the CSR. Okay, it's that simple. All right?
Is there a limit to how many corrections you can make before it's your final?
No, I don't see how
Just
we could.
time limit.
It's your time limit, that's it.
Wow.
So that would benefit
So,
me
so everybody
because,
that's gonna make written, so that I know when I'm grading, you're gonna make written changes in blue, and then you're gonna edit in another color.
no,
correct?
grade, no,
Grade.
You're
Grade
gonna
in
grade in
another.
another color.
Well, I mean grade, yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
my mistake.
You're gonna
You are
edit,
gonna grade
you're
in
gonna
another
edit in
color.
blue, grade
So
in
if
something else.
I'm grading your paper and I see something in blue, I know that that's a mistake you caught and I won't count it wrong.
And may I tell you, this is the way I like to see your graded papers. It's hard for me when I'm grading if I just can't tell exactly what you've done. But let's say that
You can erase that.
Okay.
Oh, we can't see.
Oh,
You probably won't be able to see this, but anyway. Let's say, this is the way I like to do it, okay? Because you know you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, your lines like that, right? Okay, so you have here, okay, so let's say that this was not supposed to be there. So you're going to mark through that, and you're going to, if it's just an added word, you're just going to mark through it with your blue pen. So we know you're going to take that out. Now, when you grade your test, you can either use this column over here or this column over here. I like for you to use, for me personally, I like for you to use this column to make your numbers. Let's say in line 4, you had, let's say you had 3 arrows, okay? So I like for you over here in the column to put 3. Okay, so that tells me how many errors you think you made, all right? But I'm reading along and I find the 4th one, okay? So over here on my side, when I'm grading in my green pen, I'm gonna put a 4. So what I do at the bottom of each page is add up the total number of errors. You add up the total number of errors. We may find more than you have, we may find less. Sometimes y'all count errors that are really not errors. Okay, so does that make sense?
I like that too.
I really like if you'll do that systematically, then we can tell where you have determined that you have made errors over on the left side, and then we grade on this side to see if we agree. And then that way when you want to look back at your tests, which incidentally, I do have some of them that you've turned into me for Maymester. If you want to come in and look at those tests, you're welcome to do that. You will see I have done it that way. That's the way I do it. And I think that's probably more of a standard way we need to do that. So you'll see our final decision and judgment, and then you'll see yours. Now, I will tell you that punctuation, things like that, please remember there are some standard things you need to remember. If it's a Q&A and it's a question, most of those are going to end with a question mark. Occasionally there'll be a statement, but most of the time they're going to end with a question mark. If you don't put a question mark there, it's wrong. That's an error, okay? Got it? That's an error. Okay. And then there's some other things, but sometimes it's hard to determine where one sentence ends and another sentence begins. If it does not change the meaning of the whole paragraph or the meaning of the sentence as such, we don't count it as errors. If we do, we count 0.5, 0.5%, half of an error, if we count it off. And so you'll see some 0.5s when I'm grading, and I think Joy probably does the same thing when she's grading on it. We don't really work on your commas and stuff like that. We really don't punish you for that unless it just changes the meaning totally, okay? And then we'll talk about that, okay? You had a question?
Yeah, you said that you like to traditionally make your comments and what have you in green on the right. So that says to me that I do not want to do anything in green on my paper because I want my stuff to stand out from yours.
Well, I don't always use green, so if I'm grading your paper, I'll just use a different color than whatever you use. I'm not going to require a certain color.
I just like green, so green's my favorite color, so that's what I use.
That's fine.
So if you see tests back from me most of the time, unless my green pen just ran out.
She doesn't actually grade them until they're 180 and above, so you're going to be dealing with me for now, and I'm not worried about the green.
Okay.
I will use green occasionally, but I don't always use green.
Okay. There's some other different color than what we
Whatever you use, I'll use a different color.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question about grading.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't sure how to grade it. So if you get if you drop a whole sentence or half a sentence, then you want us to just put little marks?
Just put little stitch marks. You don't have, or
We have to write the word that
people, what do you call them?
That's up
Stick
to
marks.
you. Some people
Just put little
do,
sticks.
but it's their choice. You don't have
If you
to.
want to put the words in there, unless it's like a 20-word drop or something like that, I don't think you need to. And when I'm grading, I use sticks.
okay.
I'll just put the stick marks for the number of words that you left out.
And after my tests are graded, the ones that I receive are graded, then I'm going to send it back to you in a message. And it's going to show you everything that I counted wrong. It's going to, I might say something cute and I might not.
Depends on how late at
I
night
might
it is.
say you did a good job, or I might say keep on practicing. I try to
Or
send
give it
them all
up.
back. I get them.
No, that's not in our vocabulary.
I get them on, I wait until Sunday night because the online people have until Sunday night to submit them. So Monday is my grading day. I usually spend the day grading. I usually send them back to you on Tuesday morning. If for some reason you don't get yours back by the middle of the day Tuesday, feel free to send me a message and say, where's my test? I might have lost it.
And I'm going to ask the high-speed students to send them to me. same.
Instead of to
same-
her.
Yeah, send them to me.
And if
I
you
will
are a
try to do the
high-speed
same thing.
student and you get X's on Canvas, don't stress over it.
No. No.
It does not change your grade.
No.
We know that you're a high-speed student. I just have to fill in those
Because
boxes
I forget to tell her.
myself, because she has plenty to do without having to remember to tell me how many tests she got submitted to her. We work that out at the end of the semester when we're doing our grades.
Yeah.
If you are a high-speed student, don't worry about X's.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want us to send it to you, like, what, through the message part of Canvas, or?
Either way.
Okay.
Either way is most convenient.
If you send it to me, I'm just gonna print it out and hand it to her. That's what I do with it if you put it on Canvas, so it doesn't matter. Whichever
That's
works
fine.
better
If
for
you send it
you.
to Canvas, I'll get the notification that you submitted.
When I'm
anyway.
here on Wednesdays, I put it on her desk if you put it on
Yeah,
Canvas.
yeah. So
And I can
get-
do the same thing for anybody that's 180 and above, if it's easier for
If we
you.
absolutely bomb a test, do y'all go through and grade it or no?
No,
Not
but we do
generally.
want to see it. We
But
do
I
want
do
to
want to
see
know
it.
that you have looked at it,
If-
and I do want to know that you've recognized
If
it
you make,
Okay.
if your passing percentage is 90 or above, I am going to grade it. If it is not, I am not. But I still want to see that you did it.
Well, I graded them this summer lower, and I do have some 80s in my little.
Well, every once in a while I do
But
too,
every
but
once in a
it's
while,
only
yeah, time to
because
do it, but
I kind of scan it and think, well, maybe she's off something or he's off something or.
Well, if we notice that there's something that you consistently keep doing
Yeah.
that we need to talk to you about.
Sometimes
you know.
I'll do it because, but most of the time I don't, if it's because there's of the volume of them. I don't. But, every once in a while I will.
Right,
But
so
I will give you the credit for turning it in. So do send them in. I
Yeah,
do want to
yeah.
see that
We
you
do
did.
want to.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
we do have to know that you've taken it.
But if it's an absolutely bomb, like if we're incredibly.
Then I just
I-
check that you did it and move on.
But I don't want to see any more 50-plus errors.
Right. you
I
need
want to know that you've looked through at least a page and a half of it, maybe.
Yeah.
And you've gotten to that point where you had 100 errors, and so we're not going to go on anymore, okay?
Yeah.
That's what I,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's-
I want
that's
to know
fine.
that you've looked at it, so I don't want any more papers turned in. My high-speed students are kind of notorious about this. They bomb it, so they just put 50-plus, We don't want to look at it. Well, we do need to look at that. That's why I'm cracking down on this, because we do need to look at it. We
Why
do need
are
to
we
see, is there a
doing that?
pattern? Is there something I can help you with? Is there something we can talk about? And the rest of you the same way. You may have a test that, I swear, you had 400 words and you got 300 of them wrong. Hopefully not. But, it could happen. You may have I read a thing this morning on Facebook that somebody said in their testing, they said, oh, my fingers are great on one day, and the next day, they went on vacation. They just left my body. Why is that? Well, it just is. It just is. And even Breck the other day on his page said he had a horrible day in court. He said he couldn't write squat, couldn't write. He was just having a horrible day. So that's nothing that's new. And it's nothing, and you're not weird or odd or strange or anything else if you have a day like that. You're going to have some testing days like that.
Any of the new people, the new to speed building people have any questions, or are you all just totally
Are y'all just
bumfuzzled?
going,
Yeah, don't,
What am I
think your
doing here?
instructor can help you with this Canvas stuff.
Canvas is my job. I do Canvas.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
She's the expert
hesitate
in
to
Canvas,
ask me
so.
questions about Canvas.
Okay.
I can help you with the wiki, but Ms. Mellon is better with the wiki,
Yeah, Ms.
although
Mallon
she's
is
not
the
going to be
expert
here
on
this
Wiki,
summer.
and
Most of the wiki stuff I can answer too, but I can certainly help you with Canvas.
I don't know anything, so don't ask
Yeah,
me.
me neither.
Judy doesn't know anything. No, I'm kidding.
That is true. Give me the old
Seriously.
typewriter.
If you need help
Judy
with
is of the
Canvas,
era when we carded typewriters and carbon paper.
you might see me on campus other than this, but I am absolutely always here on Wednesday morning.
Typewriters and carbon.
If you want to come in and take your test on Wednesday morning, you can do that.
Did you do
And
that?
then I can help
Did
you
yours on
with
typewriter?
questions after
Rick
that.
did- No, you can pull it. Yeah,
But,
you did yours on typewriter.
If you see me on campus and ask me, but send me a message if something comes up, I can probably help you that way. Yes, ma'am?
I believe it's fair to say that all of the teachers started.
with typewriters and carbon paper?
Hey, my first job, I had to use typewriters and carbon
I
paper.
did too.
Not even electric typewriters.
What about that onion skin paper?
Yeah, that
That
too.
smears everywhere.
That too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we digress. So let me just say one other thing. Are you finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Does everybody understand as much as you know? She is the expert. Communicate with her if you have a problem with Canvas, okay? And again, Ms. Mallon will be the expert on the wiki if you if you want access to that. And we will grant you access to everything but the testing pages, okay? You cannot go back and do tests because we have to reuse them sometimes, okay? Can't make new tests all the time. But you will be getting new tests this summer. I've worked very hard to get you new stuff. All right, now, one other thing about testing. I've asked them to add on the wiki, I've asked Ms. Mallon to add on the wiki, on week 4 and on week 8, you will get a test every day.
Wow.
Cool. Thank you, you're welcome.
Group test or individual test?
Individual tests. Cool.
And that's after class, right? On their own.
Oh yeah, that's on the wiki. It'll be after
Like a
class on your own.
blitz.
Yeah.
Bliss.
Just like we did, it's not, I'm not calling it a blitz as such, but I'm kind of patterning it after we did this Maymester. It was very effective, I thought. Did y'all like Maymester?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I think it was very effective. So you will be given, you will be given, everybody will be given a test Monday, Tuesday, then you'll have your mock on Wednesday, and then you'll have another extra test. So you'll get 3 different tests, so 6 extra tests for summer.
Will they
Is
be,
it possible we could use those 3 tests as a mock?
I don't think I can do that, Caitlin, because
We do it all in one day?
yeah, it's not done all in one day, but we can
If
talk.
we wait until Friday? to do it?
Mm,
Because the qualification date's coming up.
I know. Let me meditate on that a little bit. I guess if I can pattern, and I guess if I can know that you do it in one sitting, all 3 at one sitting, and you timestamp it again, all that sort of thing, I guess I could do that. Yeah, if you wanted to wait and not take it every day. But for the rest of you, I think, just take them every day, or take them whenever take it on the weekend. Yeah, you could do that. What?
For that week 4 and week 8, are those tests part of their 17 hours? So is that extra work on top of the 17
That's
hours?
extra work. If I'm going to
testing?
if I'm going to do extra tests, it's extra work.
Yeah.
Okay?
So that's 17
It's extra work.
plus
And don't,
extra tests.
you know what, guys, it just makes me very upset to waste tests. Okay? They're not all going to be good, and I understand that. But you have an opportunity to take them. By golly, take them. Okay? If you don't, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it takes, and Rick can say the same thing. He works with me and Judy has worked with me on the Q&As and the lits too. It takes an hour or more.
She has to do every speed.
To dictate.
Y'all just take one
yeah.
speed. She has
Yeah,
to record
we do
every speed.
one of them. And so we're spending at least 3 or 4 extra hours a week of our time. And not that I care. I'm not saying that to say, wow, pat me on the back. I'm not saying that at all. I'm doing it for you. And so don't take them lightly. Don't say, well, I just don't feel like taking that. On week 4, I don't feel like taking that lit test that week. By golly, get your butt in there and do it. Okay? Can I just be frank? Okay? Get in there and do it. It's for your good.
What if you
Do
passed
it.
it?
Yeah, because I'm telling you, true life story. I had a night student when I was teaching at night and I had the high-speed class. I had a night student that every time when she took a mock, she said, oh, I didn't get that. And she walked out of here. And I just blew up in her face. And I will do that with you if I feel like you need it. Okay, I blew up in her face one day and I said, please, at least give it a chance. Do you know what happened? She was passing those tests. She just didn't feel like she was passing those tests. Your feelings are very fickle. You can be very surprised. Sometimes you think you got it and you bombed it. Sometimes you think you didn't get it and you pass it. So you can't go on these feelings. They're just not, they're not true. They're not honest.
But you won't pass it if you don't take it.
But if you don't take it and you don't edit it, you'll never pass it. And you'll be sitting wondering why it's taken you 22 years to get through court reporting school. Okay, nobody's taken that long. This is my firm belief, and I just want to end this with you right now telling you this. There's not a person in here, there's not a person that's online that cannot get through court-reported school. The journey is different for everybody. It may take you to places, the places I wish I could go, the places I've gone. It may take you to places that you didn't want to go. It may take you down to the valley of depression. It may take you up to the mountaintop of elation. And it may just be a walk, But there is not, as I'm looking at you guys, I see potential, I see opportunity, I think we have the best students in the world. I really think that. And I think our faculty believes the same thing, or they wouldn't be investing this time in you. So please, every opportunity you get, and if you do real well at this, I might do this even more, give you some extra tests, okay? And particularly, I will say this, if you are on the cusp of passing out of one speed to go to another speed, and you just need a little extra push here and there and need an extra test, talk to me, and I bet I might be persuaded to give you one, okay? Because I'm interested in your success. I really, really am. Now, in addition to everything that we're doing here, the changes we've made, I hope you understand they're not because we want to be hard-nosed people, okay? It's because we want to be in compliance, all right? We also have a new theory class that's beginning tonight, and I believe she has 11. My last count, she has 11 new theory students. And then David Zarati is also teaching the 40-60 class at night. Now, typically you can't come to 40-60 in the day and 40-60 at night. But if for one reason you can't come in the day, you want to come at the night, I think you just need to communicate with Judy that that's what you're going to do, that you've been in class. I think we would allow you to do that, okay? We've got 3 male dictators. That's unheard of. And they're dictators, yeah. And they're all, Rick loves the dictator position, but anyway, they're all equally qualified. You'll love David's dictation. You'll love Nathan's. If you've not heard Nathan, you're going to love his dictation. Rick's dictation is absolutely fantastic. And then you've got 4 or 5 ladies that are here to kind of fill in the gaps. We believe in you. Please know that we believe in you. You need to believe in yourself. And you need to treat this like a job. Let's not just sit back and say, okay, we're just going to piddle around. You cannot afford to piddle around. You got to think about how much money you're losing every day that you're not out working. Okay? So we're going to get you out working. We have, 6 or 7 or 8 in the high-speed class now just waiting at the door. Just waiting at the door. And so I'm going to work very hard with them this summer to get them through the door. And then the rest of y'all are right there behind. Some of you made some very good progress this May semester. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. And so let's just keep going. Please know the teachers are here to help you. There is no dumb question. There might be a dumb answer from me, but there's no dumb question. Okay? All right. I think I would ask the teachers right now to maybe open up their rooms, and those of you that are in the different classes, just go visit with them for a few minutes. I want to see the high-speed people in 311, and then